Greetings to everyone who's joining us today. We are very excited to share a novel project with you. And the title of this project is From Virtual Exchange to Global Research Collaboration in Sustaining Student Partnerships Beyond the Course. This is a chapter within the public health section of the book, a handbook of using virtual exchange across disciplines. I'm Dr. Penny Orton. I'm an honorary research fellow at the Durban University of Technology in South Africa, and it gives me great pleasure to call on my my colleagues that are on the call today to introduce themselves. So I'll start with Dr. Mona Pearl. Mona, if you'd like to introduce yourself, please.
Sure. Great to be here. So I'm Dr. Mona Pearl, Assistant Professor of Management at the CEDU School of Business, the Department of Finance, Accounting, and Management, the College of Business and Engineering at Wilkes University in Pennsylvania in the U.S.
Thank you, Mona. Mahmoud, would you like to go next?
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Penny. It's a very great opportunity to introduce myself here. It's me, Dr. Mahmoud Shaban, doctoral candidate at the PQI Productivity and Equality Institute under the umbrella of ASTMT, Arab Academy for Science, Technology, and Maritime Transport, Alexandria, Egypt.
Thank you, Mahmoud. And Dawa?
Yes, it's a very good opportunity for us all to showcase our abilities here in this today's podcast. I'm currently enrolled in MBA in CEDU School of Business and Leadership. And Dr. Pearl is our professor helping us get through this process. It's a great pleasure to join you guys.
Mohammed, if you would like to go next.
Yes, I am Dr. Mohammed Abdel Munim, doctorate candidate for DQM in the Arab Academy for Science and Technology and the Merit team. I am also at the same time a professor of critical care medicine in Tzoumis University in Egypt. Both.
Thank you, Mohammed. And last but not least, Dr. Kelly Tzoumis, if you would like to introduce yourself, please.
Yes, my name is Dr. Kelly Tzoumis. I am an emeritus retired professor from DePaul University and currently a lecturer in the Whiting School of Engineering at Johns Hopkins University. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Well, we'll kick right off where I'm going to ask Mona if she would like to just talk to us a little bit about what this podcast is going to cover in terms of their chapter. Thank you, Mona.
Sure, I'm delighted to. So this is really a gem of a chapter and a project. So our university, Wilkes University, started collaborating with ASTMT in Egypt, and we had a course in strategy. To make a long story short, this team collaborated on the project, and the most amazing thing has happened after the grades were submitted, after the semester was over, after everyone could just go and rest. They actually decided to continue working together, and here is the result. So it's an amazing experience for me as well, because it's the first time I encounter it, such motivation and dedication.
Thank you, Mona. Now I'm going to hand it over to the students and ask them if they would like to share with us what it was like to work in the class, when they transitioned out of the class, what motivated them to continue their collaboration beyond the classroom and the grades and the actual initial project, So I'll hand over to Mahmoud, and perhaps you can take the lead there, Mahmoud. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, Dr. Penny. Actually, this is excellent question. And me myself asked myself the same question, by the way. I found actually it was a very, very amazing and brilliant, great opportunity to translate theoretical knowledge into practice. And this is actually what we found through directions of Dr. Mona Perl and Dr. Magdi Khalaf. And through this fruitful collaboration, we learned how to translate what actually we have studied theoretically into practice, how to study the marketing on global aspects, so how to shift from national into globalization, how to explore the market while we are just searching in our computers, how to check global indices and how to know its impact on the business and how it's running right now. And actually, it was a very great opportunity to practice what we have studied. That's why we continued into this project. Yeah, and may Dr. Muhammad, I think you have something good to add in these points.
Yes, at the same time, we're continuing with the talk with Dr. Mahmoud. The relationships had played a good role in motivation and in collaboration. And we have done a great job with Dr. Mona, our mentor, to do this good work and research. So we want to put this one in reality and to collaborate and to bring everything in future, in real future and in real time about everything uh, about everything we have from our research. Good job that we have done, and we have to put this one in close relations and close results, and continuing the work. Although we have finished the grades and everything, but we want to give also the environment and the whole people in knowledge and everything we have reached through our research and through our collaboration and through our need to improve and try to prevent in pandemics this health security and everything, and hoping every time to have good results and good collaboration and fulfill every item that can save life, save community, and also leading to health security.
Thank you, Mohammed. I'm wondering, Dawa, if you would like to talk a little bit about how you all came together in the project, how you met and how the relationship developed and then continued beyond the classroom.
Sure. So why we took this project beyond the classroom walls is I was always fascinated by the distinct differences between these two countries, like US and Egypt, and looking at all the factors like governance, political, and while we did all of the frameworks and we analyzed how different those two countries were and how different the strategies would be. And this was the curiosity that led me to reach out to Dr. Pearl, and thanks for her support. Without her support, it would not have been possible. And we also had few problems, but because of her expertise, we were able to navigate through it. And yeah, it was, first of all, it was the curiosity about all these distinct differences and how we can solve it and just be able to serve the community and make positive changes. That was our goal.
Thank you, Dawa. That was interesting. Perhaps we should move on now more to the subject matter of your particular project. And here I think I'll start with Mona. And Mona, if you'd like to share some of the findings and outcomes of your project.
Of course, I would like to, but let me start at the beginning that students were basically given the opportunity to choose their topics. So needless to say, when they chose this very complex health security topic, which more specifically it's antimicrobial resistance, safety, and so on, it was a challenge for me as well. So basically, we looked at health security around the world. We looked at different regions, global north and global south. We looked at GDP, a country's wealth, a country's governance and leadership. And what we found that it has nothing really to do with the country's wealth, with how much money or GDP per capita. It does not really have to do with the affiliation or geopolitical location, global north or global south. Okay, global north, usually referring to the more developed countries. Global south, it's more of a reference to developing countries. What really matters is a country's readiness to have governance, to be effective in governance, to have leadership that prioritizes, I assume it's people, health security, and basically making the country safer and a better place to live in. And I honestly think that Mahmoud and Muhammad are really the best people to talk a little bit about the topic because this is their expertise. It is amazing how much I learned, honestly, from working with them on this wonderful project.
Okay.
Mahmoud?
Can I talk shortly كده before Dr. Mahmoud يعني I'm
Yes.
asking his turn. We have يعني our issue and the big title for us is and the concern is the health security. So we have want to evolve the role of the antimicrobial surface coating agents in contributing to health security. And this occurs by reducing the environmental reservoirs for pathogens in the healthcare, especially in the hospitals and specifically in the intensive care units, which is carrying the high risk settings, especially during the pandemics. Using this nanotechnology this means that we are using some material, some elements like the silver, copper, zinc, nanoparticles, and advanced polymers to create surfaces that continuously kill or inhibit the bacteria. This is very important in killing the bacteria, virus, and fungi to prevent the biofilm formation on the high touch areas and the medical devices. And this leads to making the environment mostly sterile in order not to transmit infection through the healthcare providers and to enter in a vicious circle of infection. So this lowers the healthcare associated infection rates and also protects the frontline workers and vulnerable patients and helping to maintain the hospital capacity under surge condition. Uh, Also in the global north, as we have mentioned in our study, the material for the nanotechnology supports resilient high throughout health system by decreasing contamination and supporting operational continuity. In global south also we have mentioned that can partly compensate for limited infrastructure, weak sanitation, and constrained staffing, strengthening basic infection control and also infection prevention barrier. This leads to mitigating antimicrobial resistant pressures and reducing the transmission in clinical and even food system environments. Our technology become lately part of broader health security strategy and link the clinical care and public health and pandemic preparedness across the regions. So it was a very, very, very important topic in facing the pandemic, especially of the COVID from 2019 till the recent time. It is a good technology in limiting the cross-infection and trans-infection in healthcare sectors and with healthcare providers. This is shortly we can consider about this important material and important technology and in saving the health security.
Thanks, Dr. Muhammad. And as Dr. Mona said, while there was scientific collaboration between the two universities, WELIX and ASTMT, they gave us a chance to select the topic. And actually, it was something challenging to us. At the time, we focused on how to select a certain topic, research for on this topic, and how to support our community by this topic. That's why we selected this topic. Yes, it's related to public health, but I'd like you to imagine something right now. If you have a very strong army and you have a very public health problem, and if there is what can you say, if there is a pandemic disease coming to the world like COVID-19, actually, that's why we focused on how to save and how to protect people against such devastating organisms. That's why we looked to the literature reviews and we looked to the current industries and what's up to date right now. And we found new technologies worldwide, something like nanotechnology in Japan. It was something amazing. And we asked ourselves, why these technologies not used in our countries? Why these technologies not used in Global South? That's why we focused on searching if there is any disparities or inequalities. And as Dr. Mona said, we found and we came up with a very interesting outcome. As Dr. Mona said right now, good, effective governance may be the key for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mahmoud. Dawa, would you like to add anything to that?
Sure. So for this paper writing, we did a lot of research, and what sticks out to me more is like the differences and post-COVID there was also this sense of health safety and cross contamination. So our product specifically helps solve this problem. Like we can use it once a year and you are good for a year. You don't have to reuse it again and again. Our book focuses on this kind of stuffs, and yeah.
Thank you, Dawa. Has anyone got anything else they would like to add before I move to Dr. Kelly to get some more detail from her on the importance of this chapter? No? Okay. Well, thanks very much for that. Great insight. So Kelly, over to you to explore in more detail what this chapter represents to the work of instructors perform inside their courses and why this is important. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I think listening to these colleagues and how they came together during the virtual exchange global collaboration experience. And what was fascinating to hear is we are trying to build a global collaboration framework where it's not just an interaction on an assignment. It's not just an interaction among students in terms of a module or an individual project. And so what you heard here was the very kind of thing we want to exemplify in global collaborations when we use virtual exchange, that these students, these learners come together and continue doing what Dawa called the curiosity of exploring really important questions that both Mohamed and Mohammed talked about in looking at global health security. And so these students really exemplify with the leadership of their instructor, their professor, how global virtual collaboration can occur and continue after the course is over. And that continuation is still a scholarly endeavor of learning about their discipline, in this case, public health, and important concepts regarding global leadership, regarding global health security, what is the role of GDP. And so the chapter is fascinating in when you get to reading the details of the chapter, but it also, what is fascinating, besides their conclusions, which are very important, is that this is the very kind of model when we talk about global collaboration frameworks that brings students from different cultures, different geographies around the world that continue to work together after the grades are submitted, after the assignments for the particular class are done. And they continue then to generate knowledge with their professor, supporting them and publishing that knowledge in a way that is very meaningful and contributing in a significant manner to the discussion, in this case, of the discipline regarding global health security. And so I think this is really the model we want to achieve when we talk about global learning and building global citizens at home through our disciplines. And I think this was an interdisciplinary endeavor, one that was very diverse in terms of their voices, in terms of their skills, their geographies. And so I'm really happy to see this kind of progress taking place in virtual exchange and moving it well beyond learning outside of the classroom and letting the students, with the help of the professor, go forward in continuing to apply the skills that they learned to generate knowledge. I just want to say, great job. This is a wonderful example. And you can really, as you listen to this podcast, hear the collaboration, hear the collegiality among the students and the support from their faculty member. So thank you very much for this chapter. I think it demonstrates great scholarship, demonstrates kind of global frameworks we want to have for our students that go beyond the classroom.
Thank you, Kelly. And I think I'd like to just add, the sustainability over time of these projects, which is always a hallmark of, a well-done project and one that where the collaborators wish to continue. And I think the deepening of the collegial relationships, but also the development of friendships, which it's always nicer and less challenging to work with your friends, in inverted commas, that you can get on well with, that you have, common work ethic, you understand each other. And that makes for wonderful scholarly work as well, because you sort of challenge each other and deepen that relationship, which leads to even more innovative work. So well done to all of you. As we draw to an end on this particular podcast, anybody like a final word before we close off?
Well, I think I have a final word here and basically say cheers to the students. Because I can stand in class and talk as much as I have to and want to, but if students don't have the curiosity, the motivation, the interest to go beyond just taking a class or just getting a degree, although it's not just getting a degree, okay? I think this is something that has to do with the students themselves, and I hope I will see more of it as we move forward next year and so on. So is there anyone else that would like to say something?
Yes, if you please, Dr. Mona, I want to add a little sentence that collaboration is the key for success, and collaboration is diversity of cultures and the changing cultures and adding on to knowledge. And also, I want to يعني, thank you very much about your role, and you are the mentor for our research and for the topic and all the process and all the steps we have reached till this one. This also, يعني, from the main concept of collaboration and from the main concept you have in dealing with different status and situations and expressing the important part to intermingling the cultures, intermingling the knowledge, intermingling the collaboration between the universities, and trying to put a concern that collaboration and working as a group and as a team is a mandatory for global, not global south and global north, for globalization, governance, and for hoping to reach a good future for all the countries and all the scientists and all the students and all the people all over the world. Thank you, Dr. Mo.
Yeah, I'd like to add something here, Dr. Muhammad, Dr. Mona. Actually, as you said, collaboration ensures sustainability, and the collaboration comes up with amazing outcomes. And actually, Dr. Mona, she supported us during the whole journey up to publication, and she was dealing with different students from different cultures, from different countries. And actually, I found this project, it's very, very supportive and very amazing and brilliant. And actually, I got learned too much from this project. I'd like to thank Dr. Mona, thank Dr. Penny, and thank all of you for this excellent collaboration. Thank you very much.
I would also like to add um, my take on it. It was a really good opportunity for us to showcase our skills and also um, to collab with basically like the opposite sides of the world, right? Me here sitting in US and having this opportunity to collab with our easy partners and some companies which are not as publicly, the infos are not publicly available. So in this case, our Egypt partners like Dr. Mahmoud and Dr. Muhammad helped us gain those infos which were not publicly available, which were which only they can access it. It was like written in Arabic or something, stuffs like that. So it's very good opportunity for us to collab and also gain those insights from our Egypt partners. And yeah, it was a very good opportunity for us, all of us.
Thank you, Dawa. Well, if everyone's had their say, then all it takes for me to thank you all very much indeed for sharing your fabulous experience with our listeners. And then thank you to the listeners who will have given time to listen to this. And we hope that they all are encouraged to read the chapter in the book. So thank you very much and goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.